I wish you good health. We are already starting a new diplomatic week. We are conducting consultations with European leaders. First of all, security issues, support for our resilience, support packages for our defense. First of all, long-term financing for Ukraine. Of course, we will talk about the common view, common positions of the winners. Representatives of Ukraine have held substantive talks with representatives of the President of the United States of America. Now, the Secretary of the National Security and Defense Council, Rustem Umerov, and Andriy Natov, the Chief of the General Staff, are on their way to Europe. I expect detailed information from them about everything that was said by the American representatives in Moscow, about the nuances that the Americans are ready to modify in their talks with us, with the Russians. Yesterday we talked with Stephen Witkoff and Jared Kushner. I thank them for their willingness to work together, to give 4 of our American representatives who know the basic Ukrainian positions. It was a constructive conversation, although not easy. We will continue to work. Some things can only be discussed personally. Umerov, Natov, good evening to me. I will also talk to the leaders of Europe. We have meetings planned in London and Brussels. Today I spoke with the head of the Italian government, Giorgio Meloni. I also consider it very important that Italy will be with Ukraine on the path to peace. Giorgio and I managed to discuss a lot of perspectives today, a lot of different options, constantly in touch with Britain, France, Germany, in touch with the European Commission, in touch with the NATO agencies, and with our other partners. Thank you all for your support. Ukraine deserves decent peace. It depends on whether there will be peace from Russia, from our common pressure on Russia, from the right negotiating positions of the United States of America, of Europe, and all our other partners. Russia must be responsible for what it does, for the daily strikes, for the constant terror against our people in general, for this war. A few more things. Let's not forget about the internal affairs. Let's not forget about our internal transformation so that Ukraine's positions are strong. On Friday at the Stavka meeting, I approved an extremely important decision, especially for the combat brigades at the front, about the division of the personnel, about the people who fill the brigades, and about the expansion of the training of new soldiers directly in the brigades themselves. I very much expect that in the next week all the steps will be taken so that this order of division of the people is worked out, really worked out. As soon as possible, there will be other decisions that will strengthen our army. Also today, I want to especially thank all our Ukrainian communities who do not forget that the main thing is protection against the occupier and assistance to our state. All, absolutely all processes. Today in Ukraine is the day of local self-government. I thank every active community. I thank all the mayors of cities, heads of communities, who are really with their communities, really with their people, really with Ukraine. Hundreds of our communities shoulder to shoulder. This adds strength to the whole state, to all our positions at the front and in diplomacy. Thank you. Glory to Ukraine.